So you may notice I look the same as my last video, and that's because, look at this. Look at this. I'm not just gonna film one video with this. Do you know how often I've been wearing makeup lately? Hardly ever. So here we go. Also, I feel like I'm on a roll, and if I stop now, you might not get another video for a few months, so. Also, in this lighting, this lipstick looks black, but it's not, I promise. It's, let me find it. It's ColourPop, and it's dark red, and it matches my shirt, so I thought I would wear it. It's Cashing Out, the shade Cashing Out. So it looks red, or I mean black, but it's just a really dark red. And I don't have a direct light on me, so I feel like that's making it look a lot darker than it really is. Once again, I'm in the same environment as the last several videos, so you may notice the whining from the puplings in the background. Just ignore it. I can't make them stop. I think it's because I'm talking, so they start whining. Because before I record, they're not whining. Or maybe I notice it now because I want them to be quiet. Maybe I'm tuning it out when I'm not talking. I don't know, but they're whining, and I can't make them stop. Because they have minds of their own, and they're puppies. You see some of them. Look, they're so small. So small. Hi! Okay, so today in case you haven't noticed from the title, we are talking about depression. Although this video is just a broad overview, I plan on making more videos going more in depth to certain aspects of it. So for right now, it's just a broad overview, okay? Just to start this series that I have yet to name. What is depression? Depression, by definition, is a mood disorder. It causes persistent feelings of sadness and loss of interest. There are more than 19 million teenagers and adults in the United States with depression. Some of the symptoms of depression is sadness, tiredness, trouble focusing or concentrating, lack of interest, unhappiness, anger, irritability, frustration, sleeping issues, having no energy, craving specifically unhealthy foods, having anxiety, and isolating yourself. And yeah, there's a lot more, but those are just some basic ones. And anxiety and depression often coexist with each other. As for sleeping issues, I can attest to this. People, like my family, say, oh, you sleep a lot, and that's because I don't. I have trouble sleeping at night, so I'm so tired during the day that I end up taking a lot of naps during the day, which then makes it harder to sleep at night, which then makes me take more naps during the day, which then makes it even harder to sleep at night. It's a vicious cycle, okay? It doesn't end. I've taken many sleeping medications, certain things like melatonin especially I hate. Every time I take melatonin, which I know is already in my body, but for some reason, every time I take melatonin, I have the exact same nightmare. The exact same. So I don't comment saying, take melatonin, because I won't. Most sleeping medications don't work for me. If anything, they make me more drowsy, but they don't make me sleep. So I'll take a sleeping pill at night, and I'll still be tossing and turning and hardly getting any sleep at night, and then I'll be even more drowsy than usual during the day. I'm still working on finding out how to sleep. Frustration and irritability is very common, at least for me. I get very frustrated at everything, and I get very angry at everything for no reason. Like the breeze will shift and it'll blow my hair or whatever, and I'll just be mad at Mother Nature. And just like being frustrated with everything. Like I'm frustrated with myself because I feel like I can't control what is happening in my head, and then I'm frustrated with everyone else because most of the time they're not making it any easier. Not on purpose, but. And then of course the unhappiness, the loneliness, isolation, that like I just want to lay in bed all day. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go out. I don't want to be around people. And nothing really makes me feel better except my bed and usually my cat. Both of those of which I'm having a difficult time with lately. Like if you follow me on social media, specifically Twitter, which I will have all of my social media linked below. But anyways, my cat has not been sleeping with me lately, and she's been basically avoiding me and not snuggling with me, and it's becoming a problem. It's making me feel like crap. Let's get to the causes. They're not a set cause. Scientists don't have, like, there's not like a gene or something specific event or whatever in your life where scientists be like, because this happened or because you have this, you are going to be depressed. But they have been able to find out certain things that may affect or may make someone more susceptible to having depression. And these can be abuse. So if you have an abusive past, or if you're in an abusive situation, this could cause you to be depressed. If you're in a lot of conflict a lot of tension, or just a very kind of day, I don't know what that was, but that can make you more susceptible to being depressed. As well as certain medications can actually cause you to be depressed, whether it be antidepressants or any other kind of medication. There's a certain acne drug that makes more elderly people depressed. I have their name right here. Death or loss of someone, some sort of grief, can cause you to be depressed as well. And genetics also play a factor. It's not a set thing, but scientists believe that genetics combined with your environment can cause depression. It's most known if say your mother and your grandmother and like your mom's side of the family is very well known having mental disorders such as depression, or your mom and your dad, or one side or both sides of the family, or if you have someone in your household with depression, it's more likely that you could possibly have depression as well. It's not set. It's not, oh, because my mom has depression, I'm going to be depressed too. It just makes it more likely. As well as if you have any other sort of genetic disease, like a chronic illness or something, you would also be more likely to be depressed. Again, there isn't a direct correlation between the two, but you are more likely. A major event happening in your life could cause depression, even if it's good news, such as a new job or a new house. Especially if a big major bad event happens, then you're most likely to get depressed. And even with good news, is someone not having a normal response to a lot of stress. So if you have any sort of stressful life event and your brain doesn't know how to normally respond to that, then it'll probably go in the route of mental illness such as depression. Substance abuse is also very common, correlated with depression. It's discovered that nearly 30% of people with substance abuse also have depression. As I mentioned before, if you have a serious illness, like a chronic illness, that can correlate with depression. Usually, if it's life-changing, or if it's a chronic illness, like chronic pain, or if it's something major event, like cancer, they are known to correlate with each other. And then also other personal problems, such as being isolated either by yourself or by others, being cast out of your friend group or your family, or if you have a different mental illness, this adds to the risk of having depression. So for the physical side of depression, since the mental illness does affect you physically, especially with depression, researchers noticed when they took a scan of healthy people's brain and then they took a scan of someone with depression, major depression, they noticed that the person with major depression, their hippocampus was smaller. The hippocampus is vital to memory and storing memory, and it's vital for storing memory. So in psychology class, we learned it by like if you saw a hippo walk across campus, you would remember that. So hippocampus, it's basically your brain, all of your memories are in that area. They go to your hippocampus and they get processed and stored either as short-term or long-term memory. People with depression, this is significantly smaller. That's usually why, especially short-term, it's usually why people with depression are often very forgetful. They forget important dates, or what day of the week it is, or what time it is, or where they put their keys, and just more forgetful than the average human, the average person, and completely oblivious to certain things. Because the hippocampus is smaller, that also means fewer serotonin receptors. Serotonin is a brain chemical known as a neurotransmitter that allows communication between different parts of the brain. Most of these parts of the brain are regarding emotional processing emotion. So because there's less serotonin, the information is usually why people, when they're depressed, they feel very few emotions, but the ones they do feel, they feel very strongly. So the average, had a crappy day, I'm kind of feeling a little down, a normal, neurotypical person would just get over it. It's just another day. Whereas a depressed person would focus in on that my day was horrible, that means my life is horrible, everything is horrible, and their serotonin, there's not enough serotonin to react to different emotions. So they end up sticking on one specific emotion and they just focus on that emotion. So it's just overwhelming and it's exhausting, and that's partly why they're always so fatigued, is because they're focusing so much on this one emotion and they have to work so hard to try and remember things because their brain isn't properly storing those memories. And then all of this also adds to the frustration, both externally and internally, because everyone around them is usually getting frustrated with the person, and then the person is then getting frustrated with themselves, which then adds more emotion trying to be processed at the same time, which just my face doesn't look like the same color as the rest of my body, but that doesn't make any sense because I'm not wearing foundation. So that's all I have on depression, and as I said, this is just the first video. I do plan on going more in depth in certain situations or certain aspects and all of that stuff. So, for the future videos, if you have any questions or anything I may have gotten a little wrong or anything that you want to say, comment them below, because I do like reading your guys' comments, and I will take into account any questions or anything you're specifically concerned about concerning mental health, and I will try my best to deliver the information to you. Yeah. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I really like those. Subscribe if you want more. I do have other content on my channel, and I am trying to put more mental health stuff. So subscribe for more. Any other videos or anything you want to see, comment them below. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.